Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Gab Major and this is a review of the Japanese Tier 7 Premium Destroyer, the Yudachi, the end reward for the Sword of the Pacific campaign if you have Admiralty backing. This is a game of capture the base on the Atlantic. On the other team we have a Minsk, a Yudachi, a Kagaru, a Shores, possible radar cruiser, a Lion, a Nelson, a KG-5, a Vladivostok and an Iowa. So, quite an interesting spread. Spawned on the left and just moving out to the left and just seeing what kind of scouting I can do for my team. But obviously, they're not rushing over here, so I'm a little bit cautious about getting isolated, so I'm just going to have to bear that in mind. So, the Yudachi, I should remind you that the following is all in comparison to the tech tree destroyers at tier 7 only, so I'm ignoring premiums. Although this is the first premium, this is just standard. I have to do this disclaimer. The reason why it's compared against the fully upgraded tech tree destroyers only is because it's that way what is average, what is best, what is bottom stays the same every time unless they bring out more tech trees. Oh goody, we have a Minsk. Well, I'll have a punt, you know, I'll put one there, and then give it a couple of seconds, and I'll put another one there. Oh. Put another one there. I'm going to go up here, I think. Which does mean I'm getting myself isolated from my team. Oh, but it also means that I should be isolated from him. Okay, I'm over here. See what I can do, because their Yudachi's out of range. I might push him and see. So the Yudachi, survivability, lowest HP for the tier. You have a high low band of armor for some reason. Your lowest armor is 13mm, which is quite an interesting thing to note, really. I'm not sure how much of a real difference this makes artillery wise. So we've got a dual gun turret at the front, we've got a single gun turret and a dual gun turret at the rear. That single gun turret faces forward while the dual gun turret faces rearward at the rear. So that's quite an interesting turret layout, bit of a mix really, bit of a mixed bag I guess you could say. I'm just going to see if I can try and isolate the DPM of their team. Now, Russians are kind of known for being a bit of like suicide boats, so I kind of don't really want to be giving him the opportunity here. Well, I think that removed his opportunity. Right, back to the guns. So you've got average caliber, you've got a reasonable gun count, so you match up pretty much alright with everyone else. You have a below average range, however the 4 destroyers, the ranges are very comparable, so you're not exactly at a massive disadvantage. Now, you have a long reload for your guns, but you do have an average turret traverse, which does mean that you're going to be able to get your guns around on target when you need to. Now you have good high explosive damage and a reasonable fire chance as well for this. So you're not exactly anything to be squiffed at really, I guess you could say. However, you do have the worst DPM for high explosives and armor piercing. So it doesn't really mean ideally you shouldn't be doing what I did there and make an engagement against a destroyer unless you're very confident with torpedo combat, which is very... And I'm just going to use that reload booster, so that's a perfect time to use the reload booster once you get 2 lots off. And I'm probably expecting, if he does anything, he's going to slow it down, so I'm just going to do that and cover that off. And we might as well watch, because I'm a torpedo boat, I not exactly want to start going into a gunfight, and I probably want to save my smoke screens. Torpedoes, well, there we go. Reload time per tube is actually pretty slow. but then you have a very high damage. So you also have two options for torpedoes. Option 1, 20,967 damage, 1.6 kilometers detectability, 10 kilometers range, and 67 knots speed. Option 2, which is free upgrade or downgrade as I'm going to call it, means that you get 21,367 damage, a 1.6 kilometer detectability, 7 kilometer range, and 76 knots. So you're faster, but the detectability range is the same. Because of that, what you find is that ships will still have an above average opportunity in order to avoid your torpedoes. So I don't think it's worthwhile sacrificing your torpedo range, really. I'll only give him one tube because no, I'm going to give him another tube. I'm expecting he might slow down or even ram the island, you never know. Now, for your optional base torpedoes, so the non-free upgrade ones, you do have good range and speed. Overall, for both options, your torpedo detectability is among the largest, and I've kind of covered off the downsides of that. Maneuverability, we are pretty slow, let's be honest. However, the engine boost does help with that. You have a good turning circle and a good rotor shift too. Something's in our base and we know it's something Japanesey. And it runs away. We'll have to see how that goes. Now, we're under concealment, I believe, which we have very good concealment, best for the tier, to be fair. So that's something to bear in mind. However, being that all destroyers play concealment, you should play concealment 2 to make sure you keep that advantage. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, lightning, that must have hurt. I will do both tubes, use the engine boost, and acknowledge that. So, consumables, we have engine boost, we get 2 of those. It increases our engine speed by 8% for 120 seconds and has a 180 second reload. That means that a reload boost, the engine boost will increase our top speed to 37.8 knots. We also get 2 smoke screens. These have a 20-second duration, how long it takes to lay a smoke screen. A 85-second dispersion, that's how long it's going to sit around for, and a 240-second reload. And then we have that torpedo reload booster. So it changes our torpedo reload time to 8 seconds. The consumable lasts for 1 second, so that's where you kind of have to use it. Once you've fired both sets of torpedoes, then you use it. You can't use it when you've got 1 tube ready and 1 tube not. You have to be in that situation where you can fire off both sets of tubes. Now, for those of you who may want to consider getting more, say you're going to use Togo or one of the cruiser commanders for fully packed, then it does have a 360 second reload. Modules for the ship, I've gone for aiming systems because you're a torpedo boat, so you probably want to be improving your torpedo traverse speed. I've also gone for propulsion mods because I kind of like the ability to accelerate out of problems if they occur. I've then gone for concealment mod because even though you're well concealed, you kind of want to keep on top of your concealment. Then last but not least, I've gone for torpedo launcher mod, which improves the torpedo reload speed, which is a very useful mod. Oh, I am. Well, everyone gets to shoot the Yudachi. I just tweak my speed a little bit. Get rid of the Yudachi. That's amusing. Now the KG5 will have RGA, so that basically I'm calling it RGA, but it's basically improved range of guaranteed acquisition, which is the target acquisition mod. So that means that if he gets within 3 kilometers, he'll pick me up. So I'll try and get some torpedoes out there to try and. Oh, I'm going to fit through the gap unless another torpedo turns up. I think I'm going to fit through the gap. Yep, okay, I'll take that. So, our teams melted away. That KG5 did not hit a torpedo. There is a Nelson. Should I shoot or not? I think at this range shooting's a bit dangerous because it will give away my position. However, I don't really think there's going to be much else to do unless our battleships can kind of put it out of the bag. I might as well just get ready for a bit of a. Oh, the KG5 moved over there. Lion, Nelson. Nelson's going to be intriguing. Come on. Okay, this is the end. So let's just go for it. You only live once per match. And then respawns. That might catch the Nelson out. Yep. So that, I guess you could say, is a little bit of an advantage due to 20,000 damage per torpedo. Now I'm just going to pick on the Yudachi because he's going to be the one who's going to keep giving us problems. Not really too concerned. I know I'm going to die here. It's almost just one last roll of the dice to see what we can get. Got a fire on there, Yudachi. He's got a fire on me. I know I'm going to die, but there we go. There goes our lightning. So we've only got one ship left on our team, which is our Margi, which is at the moment in a bit of a pirate ship with a part of his stock and is probably going to get citadel to death very quickly. Ooh. However, I think he just gave as good as he got. So that's basically Yudachi. The mods, which I've already gone through, but they'll be down in the description along with the commander build. If you've liked watching this or liked the review, give it a thumbs up, they'd be much appreciated. If you're a subscriber already, thank you very much. It's much appreciated. If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. It's always good to have people or know people are watching and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. Came top of the team. Not. Should I be surprised? I don't know. I don't play Japanese torpedo boats much, so I can never really gauge what's a good game in one and what's a bad game in one. The reason being is I don't really enjoy the playstyle. That may come across in this review, it may come across in the actual play. I'm more of an intermediate destroyer. I like the kind of best of both worlds, or I don't mind gunboats, but I do prefer the best of both. I like being able to know that if I end up in a bit of a conflict, I can kind of rely on my guns, whereas this is a bit. Amusingly, I didn't do too badly with the guns, but on paper they should be pretty poor, really. But yeah. Well, if you've got any of your own gameplays in Yudachi or anything else, any good games, clutch moments, funny moments, feel free to send them in. Our email address is below in the description. It's also under the About tab. Anything that's submitted I'll add my commentary, and they'll be part of our Amplitude Reports playlist, which will hopefully start going more. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, I made a pretty penny even though we lost. She is a premium ship though, so she does have that benefit. Well, I'm the Gareth Major, and back to the port.